This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this Sunset Trail model number 28BH. Okay, I'm on the door side of the trailer at the rear, and I just want to show you that you have first of all a nice wide power awning with LED strip. You have an outside refrigerator. This works on 110 AC, so as soon as you plug in the trailer, it turns on. You've got a 2-burner cooktop here, but you have to plug it in. So this is the hose, the LP hose, right here, and it hooks on right there into that quick connect. Okay, and then you would this object right here, if you can see it, is actually the switch to turn the gas on. So you turn that forward. Also, just so you know, there's another LP hookup right here at the rear. You can see it right there. That's for a grill or whatever else you want to use. You have your water heater here. You always want to make sure there's water in the water heater before you turn it on. So keep that in mind. Also, the switches to operate it are inside the trailer, so I'll show you those when I get inside. All right, let's walk around. Keep going down the door side here. So these steps fold into the trailer. They're very stable. Keep in mind, if you're on uneven terrain, you see the legs have holes in them, and you can pull this pin right here and slide them up and down to adjust to the terrain. Okay, you have this is just the service panel for the refrigerator, and that's the vent for the furnace. You have antenna out and power if you wanted to put a TV out here. Outside speakers. Okay. This is your hitch here. So this is a center line Husky center line weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how to use it when you pick up your trailer, but if you need to refresh your memory, you can always go to their website and follow the link to the video, and they've got a good hookup video also. This is your cord here. It's a 50 amp cord, and it's 25 feet long, plus you get some reducers to reduce it down to 30 amp, then down to 15. All right, you got power tongue jack. You have 2 LP tanks, deep cycle marine battery. And just so you know, this right here is just a hookup for a solar panel. If you wanted to purchase a solar panel to charge the battery, this one happens to be a Furrion plug, but you plug it right in there and it just charges the battery. It will not run the trailer or anything like that, it just charges the battery. Okay, this also has a leveling system. So you'll have to read the directions here to really learn how to use it, but basically speaking, let me back up a little bit. Obviously that's on. You can push auto level, and it will go through all the motions, the jacks, and it'll keep correcting itself till it gets it level. When you retract it, you can retract it. It'll go back to the last hitch height. So when you take it off the ball, right, so it comes, you can get it off your tow vehicle. Then once you put auto level, it'll remember the height of the trailer at the ball. So you can usually, if the ground's relatively flat, you can always just hook right up to it without having to adjust it. Retract there. You could scroll through it. I don't know if you can see all this. Maybe I can get a little closer here. I know it's hard to see, but you can do this yourself. But you can go through all the options this way. Manual mode. Auto hitch height, which we talked about. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, while we're out here, this obviously the most common way to get water to your trailer is through the city water hookup, but this also has an onboard tank, so you can fill the fresh water tank and camp at places that do not have plumbing on the campsite. So if you just have to think ahead and fill this up, and you can still pump the water. There's a 12-volt pump inside that will keep the trailer pressurized just like you have city water. So you can use everything in the trailer when it comes to the plumbing without any city water. You just have to fill the tank ahead of time. Of course, your slide out is in right now. Okay. Now, the most common way to get water is through the city water connection. So you're just going to basically hook your hose up here and turn on the spigot and you're all set. Alright. This is a black tank flush. So if you look here, let me just close these for you. Alright, so you have the black tank here, the gray tank here. The black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray tank is sink and shower water. So what you're going to do is you're going to hook your hose on here, obviously put it in the dump station, and you're going to pull this one first, the black one first. When that's done emptying, you'll pull the gray one. The reason you pull the black one first is because there's dirtier water than the gray water, obviously, so the gray water will clean the hose out a bit. Alright? But after that, you keep this black valve open, and then you can hook the hose right up to here, at the hose at the dump station right here, and it'll flush out your black tank. It'll spray the inside, get the sensors nice and clean out the inside of the tank. But like it says on that sticker there, you have to have this valve open before you turn the water on, okay? Otherwise too much pressure will build up. Alright, moving along, you just have cable and satellite through right there. This is pre-wired for a backup camera, so if you get one, it has to be a Furrion camera that fits into that housing. We sell them here if you're interested. Either way, if you buy one, it has to be the one that fits in that housing, okay? Also, while we're looking up, you have to inspect your roof at least 3 times a year or a season. So you figure once in the spring, once in the fall, and once in the middle of the summer, you're going to go up there and you're going to check all the seals and make sure that there's no separation starting, no cracking. You're just going to inspect it to make sure that no touch-up is needed. And if it is, obviously you're going to have it taken care of. Okay, so we're inside now. Let's get a little light here. Okay, so right here, this is the control panel. You can see we're right here at the entertainment area. So, you check your battery, it's charged. Freshwater tank is empty. Black tank is empty. Gray tank, empty. So as they fill, they graduate up in 1/3 increments, as you can see. Each one will light up as it fills. So when you get past the 2/3, you're going to have to start thinking about dumping your black and gray tank, obviously. Let's see, to light your water heater on electric, or to turn on the electric, you're just going to go like that. To light it on gas, you just go like that. Just make sure there's water in the tank before you do that. It's very important. And I told you there was a water pump in case you have to carry your own water, your fresh water. You do it right like that. Okay. Now, you're also going to use the water pump for winterizing. And also when you winterize it, you have to remember you have to bypass the water heater. There are valves in the back of the water heater. So you have to bypass it so you don't get antifreeze into the water heater tank, because that'll leave a really foul taste and a bad smell and it'll never go away. So they give you a way to bypass that, okay? Alrighty. So, the other switches here are for the awning and for the slide out. So let's send the slide out. It's just right here. Let me stand back up here. So I'm just going to push this and hold it. And here you go, the slide out is headed out. Just remember that you have to check around it to make sure there's nothing in the way. Always check the outside to make sure you got enough room. This one is called an Accu Slide, if anybody asks you. That's the type of slide it is. Alright. And then for the awning, I'm not going to roll it all the way out, but you're going to send the awning out, right? Just hold the button. It'll roll out, and you're just going to roll it out until you can see the awning tube, basically, which is 8 feet out. As soon as you see that, you stop. Now you want to remember, never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in. It's very important because wind can build up under it very quickly and and cause you all kinds of damage. So you want to stay away from that. Always roll it in when you're not at the campsite. Alright, so your fireplace. I got a little remote here. There's also buttons on it. Alright, so you can't see it that well because it's kind of a fuzzy thing there, but that's high, off, and low. That's the fan speed. Set your temperature, you're going to go like this, and that's the temperature. You can adjust the look of the fire this way. There's a timer on it, right? And also the more ambient stuff, okay? So you can set the timer to have it turn on or shut off when you want. There's a lot you can do with it. It's a really good space heater. So, you know, if you're just going to be out early in the morning when you get up, or if you're late at night before you're going to bed and it's getting kind of cold outside, you can just run this because you're paying for the campground electricity, and you're not, you know, you won't be using up your LP gas. You can save that for cooking and for the furnace when you really need it. So it's a good thing to have. It really takes the chill out. Okay, now you got a remote here for your sound here. This is a Furrion radio / DVD CD player. So it'll play CDs and DVDs, obviously. You can stream off of this USB right here, so you can put all your favorite albums on one stick. Take them with you. You got 2 zones here, zones 1 and zone 2. Zone 2 is outside, zone 1 is inside. You can hook up wirelessly with Bluetooth and play your MP3s off your phone or your tablet. So there's a lot you can do with it. Of course, you can hook a TV up to a TV. There's a backer plate back there. If you get a swing out bracket, try and spend the extra money and get one that locks into place when it's closed. That way you don't have to hang a strap from it, and a strap is just an unsightful thing. So it's much better to get one that locks into place. All right. Now this is a Norcold gas absorption refrigerator. So basically it's pretty basic. That's automatic. Automatic means it'll always seek out electricity first. Then, if it can't find electricity, it'll switch to gas. So let's say you're on automatic, it's the middle of the night, running on electricity, and you have a power outage, it'll automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food, right? But you can dedicate it to electricity, dedicate it to gas to pull it down the road, or most people use auto. Okay, and of course that's your temperature setter, right? Setting there, you're just gonna, generally speaking, you're gonna have it up all the way. I mean, if it's really getting cold outside, then you might want to back it down a bit if it frosts up. But generally speaking, you're going to have it up all the way. Okay. Nice size freezer also. Okay. The microwave works like any other microwave. The range hood is pretty basic. Fan and a light. Your range. Always keep the glass cover closed when you're traveling so you don't break it. Let me see if they turned the gas on. I don't think so. The gas is off, so I'll just talk you through it. You're going to turn it to on, then you're going to spark it by turning this clockwise. Actually, the gas is on. So, do the same thing for the other one. Let me get this right. Like that, okay? To light the oven, it's a little bit different. You need a lighter, a grill lighter with a long neck. You're just going to go to the oven knob, you're going to go to pilot, push it down, depress it, hold it, and while you're holding it, you'll use your lighter at back, all the way to the back down there on the bottom. You can see it as a pilot light. So you'll light that pilot light. Once it lights, you're still holding this in, you'll hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat it up. Then you go to whatever temperature you choose. It'll cycle on and off like a normal oven. But when you go to off, the flame goes off, obviously, but so will the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Alright, so this device down here is a power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So, you have regular household circuit breakers here. This is 110 AC side. They're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. If any of these fuses were to blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here, so you would know. Also, if you're plugged in, it also will keep your battery charged. So it'll tend your battery as long as you're plugged in, which is another good thing to have. All right. Gfci, remember all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a Gfci. Even if they don't have a Gfci, if it's not, like this one you can't see, it doesn't have any buttons like a Gfci, but it's still wired through one of these. Probably that one. There might be another one in the bathroom, I'd have to check. But the bottom line is they're all wired through a Gfci. Alright, I wanted to show you the, oh, it's over here, okay. This is the LP gas and carbon monoxide detector down here. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, you know, take everybody outside, shut off the gas at the front of the trailer and figure out what's going on. So it'll detect carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas leak. And if it beeps very, very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. Okay. So the sink in the shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet, the thing to remember about the toilet is you can't use it dry. So it has to have chemical and water in it. There's the flush pedal right there. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your water and you hook up your power. Then you'll come in here and you'll put your chemical right in there. Whichever chemical you use, you'll put 1 dose in there. And then you'll stand on it and the water will come swirling out. And you'll put about 1 gallon or 2 of water in there. There's no way to tell exactly what 1 gallon or 2 is. It's just sort of 1 gallon or 2. You just use common sense. The bottom line is it can't be dry and you got to have chemical in it. That's very important. Alright. So we'll walk around a little bit and see what we've got here. Just so you know, up here, those are where you hook up your TV. That's a signal booster for the digital antenna. You can see it's green, if you can see that. You can't shut this off by going like that, but you want it on or you'll get a lousy picture. Okay. And more power up there. Let's see. I think we've pretty much covered it. Of course, this seat, or the table folds down onto these cleats, and you can fill the space in with the back, it's cushion backs, and make a bed out of this. This one will, let me see what we've got here. This one, you pull the cushions off, then you'll grab it down here and you'll fold it out, put the legs down, fold it out, and then flip the back down, and you got a 3-panel foam hide-a-bed, which is a nice thing. Also, this is pre-wired because it's a 50 amp system. This is telling you it's pre-wired for a second air conditioner. It would fit right in here. So they do that now because people who travel or spend the winters down in the deep south or the deep southwest, they like to have a second air conditioner. So therefore you don't have to rewire the trailer, you can just add it on. So it's kind of a good idea actually. But it's pre-wired for a second AC if you want. There's a mounting bracket here for a second TV and the hookups up here. This is your emergency exit here. So you just go like this. You're going to push it all the way through. And if you have to escape, you'll grab a hold of this, pull it out, pull the screen out, and then out you go. Do a perfect somersault and land right on your feet. Alright, so, okay. I think we've got it here. So the bottom line is, you could obviously you have this video, but you could also talk to us and we'll help you out any way we can. You can refer to the packet, which has a manual for every appliance in here. There's all kinds of manufacturers' videos you can access, not just for the trailer, but for each component. So there's a lot of ways to get information. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer from National RV Detroit. And remember, the key to be a happy trailer owner is to make sure you use it a lot. Plan ahead and use it a lot. And of course, always inspect your roof 3 times a year. That's very important. So thank you very much.